Vamos! Vamos! Yes, Barça have won the Copa del Rey, the second trophy of the season in Hansi Flick's first season in charge. And I have to say, guys, what a game it was tonight against Real Madrid. What a final it was. It has been a long night. I think it's past midnight here, and the final is over now, but Barça have won the second trophy, the second final against Madrid this season. Barça have beaten Madrid for the third time this season, and what a night it has been for us, guys. I think it's a game that had a bit of everything, from a brilliant start by Barça. In the first half, Barça were in total control. We took that lead through Pedri in the first half, and then in the second half, it was a totally different game. We saw a different version of Real Madrid, and at times, guys, Madrid really had us startled at times, because I think they were like the better side during the second half. But Barça showed resilience, guys. Even after going back behind, Madrid equalized through Mbappe's free kick, and then they took the lead through Tchouameni's header, and it seemed like the game was going in their favor at that point. But somehow this Barça side, guys, they don't know when they are beaten. The mentality has been key for Barça this season under Hansi Flick, and the guys, they showed their character, their resilience once again. They were able to draw the game level through Ferran Torres' 19th goal of the season, guys. The Shark continues to impress us, guys, and Barça had the opportunity to extend the game to extra time, and in extra time, we struck yet again via an unlikely source, I must add, because the goal came from Jules Kounde of all people, guys. Jules Kounde of all people, all the way from the right back position. Kounde was the one that struck the winner for Barça, and we have won our second trophy of the season. Although some people will say it's the first main trophy of the season, but the Super Cup was important as well. But Barça have won their second trophy of the season, and the treble dream is alive, guys. The treble dream is very much alive, guys, because first of all, we are still very much in pole position in La Liga, 4 points ahead of Real Madrid with 5 games to go, and in 15 days time, guys, don't forget, we shall be facing Real Madrid at the Montjuic again. So it's yet another Clasico, the fourth of the season. But tonight, it's all about Barça. We have won the Copa del Rey for a record extending time this time around, and it's yet another trophy in the bag for us this season, guys. What a night. What a game it was. It was a proper final. Both teams were really up for it, especially in that second half, and in the extra time, both sides were very much up for it, and it was a worthy final indeed. Barca just about nicking it in the end. I think on the balance of play, you would say we deserved it, because we were clearly the better team in the first half. In the second half, Madrid slightly better, but somehow Barca managed to get the game into extra time, and in extra time, even though it wasn't like it was in the first half, I think Barca were the better side in the second half, and eventually we won the game deservedly, guys. Congratulations to the team. Congratulations to all the guys, everybody, all Barca fans around the world, guys. Congratulations to all of us, guys. The moment that we have been waiting for all season, this is the part of the season that we have been waiting for all season, where trophies are won and lost. And tonight, we have had a very, very successful night, winning the Copa del Rey once again. We still have La Liga to fight for, and we still have the Champions League to fight for as well, with that semi-final, very important semi-final, coming as early as Wednesday night against Inter Milan at home. So there's really no time to bask in the euphoria of this trophy, because we have bigger fish to fry ahead, and the team has to remain focused with the competitions and the games coming in ahead. But overall, I think the team gave a very good account of themselves tonight. Looking at the lineup, of course, I think the major selection question mark that Barca had going into this game was who was going to start at left back between Gerard Martin and Hector Fort. I made a video on that as well. I'll leave the link to that video in the comment section and in the description down below. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. But of course, that was the only selection headache I would say that Hansi Flick had, because the rest of the team was practically worked out. But ultimately, we saw that he stuck with Gerard Martin in that left back position, guys. And elsewhere, of course, we saw Szczesny in goal. When the squad list was announced, we saw that Ter Stegen has been back in the team now. He is back in the squad, but just not in time to start the final just yet. So he was on the bench, of course, with Szczesny in goal, a back four of Kounde, Kubasi and Martinez alongside Gerard Martin, which I had mentioned earlier. In midfield, it was Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. Then in the three behind the striker, it was Lamine Yamal on the right as expected, Dani Olmo in the hole, and then Rafinha on the left. And up front, it was Ferran Torres that started, of course. No surprise there with the injury to Lewandowski. Of course, it was the lineup that largely most people were expecting to see. And Barca had a very strong start to the game, guys. It was pure dominance. Pure dominance in that first half. Madrid couldn't lay a glove on us, and you could see that Madrid, I think they looked scared in that first half, bro. Like, they looked really scared. They looked terrified of Barca in that first half. I really wish that Barca were able to add more goals in that first half because the dominance was really that much. But like they always say with Real Madrid, they are a top side, a quality side that you can never ever rule them out, and they showed exactly why they are one of the most respected clubs in the world with their reaction in that second half, because Madrid were really good in the second half. They controlled Barca. Pedri, who was like the best player on the pitch in the first half, Madrid had an answer to him in the second half. They controlled Pedri in that second half, and you could see that was why it was difficult for Barca to really lay control of the game in that second half, because Madrid, they really improved in that second half. They were a totally different team than the team that played in the first half, and you could tell because they were able to come back in the game. Substitution of Mbappe at halftime, it really changed Madrid because they were very much better after Mbappe came on, and he got the first goal for Madrid from the free kick. It was a good free kick, but I really feel like Szczesny should have done better for that Mbappe free kick, of course, because it was on his near post where he should have been covering. But of course, Mbappe is an excellent player, so sometimes these things happen. And 7 minutes later, Madrid had a corner. That time, Barca's backs were against the wall, to be honest, guys. Madrid were all over Barca, but they took the lead through Tchouameni's header. Of course, it was slack defending again from a Barca point of view, and Tchouameni had a free header. He scored. It looked like Madrid were going to win, but somehow, out of nowhere, the magic came once again. It was a brilliant assist, brilliant pass over the top of the Madrid defense. And I don't think Courtois would like to have a look back on this, because he made a mess of it. He ran out, he couldn't get to the ball. Ferran Torres got to the ball first, rounded the goalkeeper, and it was a sweet finish from Ferran. The man is on fire, guys. The Shark has been on fire this season, and he delivered once again, grabbing the very important equalizer for Barca at a moment of the game where it seemed like Madrid were going away with the trophy, guys. So this was a clutch goal from Ferran Torres, and he was named the MVP at the end of the game as well. But after that 2-2, it was all to do. We had to go to extra time, and first half of extra time, nil-nil, back and forth here and there. Madrid, they looked really better when substitutions came in, the likes of Mbappe, Modric, Arda Güler. There were all the reasons why Madrid showed a very good spirit in the remaining stages of the game after that woeful first half by their standards, of course. So it was a proper final in every sense of it, because every team, both sides, they were really up for it. They really wanted it, guys, because I said it before this game that Madrid, they looked for an opportunity because they wanted to halt Barca's opportunity to fight for a treble. Of course, Barca winning the Copa del Rey means they are closer to their goal of achieving a treble, because if they can win the league and then win the Champions League, of course, that would be yet another treble in the history of this great club. And Madrid, they really would have loved to stop that tonight, and you could see that the performance that they put in showed that they really wanted to salvage their season and also deny Barca the opportunity to continue their chase for a treble. But ultimately, it wasn't to be in the end. In the 116th minute of the game, a pass from Modric. I don't think it was a bad pass, but somehow Brahim Diaz, he slipped, and for that split second that he was caught napping, Jules Kounde stole the ball from him, and he unleashed a powerful drive from the edge of the penalty area, and there was no stopping him, guys, because Courtois couldn't do anything about it. He was at full stretch, but it was already going in, and Barca had to take the trophy tonight, guys. Congratulations to all of us. It was a good game, but I think it was really disappointing to see the way Real Madrid acted in the lead up to this game, guys. All the antics, trying to put pressure on the referees. I think that was clearly embarrassing from a club like Real Madrid, because to be honest, guys, we really don't like to talk so much about the referees, but the truth of the matter is, I don't think there's a team that has benefited from refereeing decisions as much as Real Madrid have, guys. But it's really laughable to see that Madrid likes to play the victim card. And we have seen it again before this game. The scandal, the controversy in the lead up to this game, even at some point, there were question marks whether Madrid were even going to show up for this final at all. But eventually, they showed up and they have gotten a beating yet again. They have been defeated by Barca for the third time this season. And you could see that the pressure that they exerted on the referees before this game, it told in their performance during the game. Because even though I think the referee had a decent enough game, but there were some big calls, guys. There were some big calls that I really feel were influenced by Real Madrid's antics in the lead up to the game, guys. Because in the first half, there was an incident involving Kubasi and Dani Ceballos, guys. That should be a penalty, guys. There was a ball heading in the direction of Kubasi, and Ceballos grabbed him, held him back, preventing him to be able to get to the ball. The VAR did not even intervene in that action, guys. That is laughable. That is scandalous. It wasn't given. And even an instance in the second half as well, there was a time where Ferran Torres was in the 18-yard box and Rudiger clipped him, guys. It was a clear clip on his left leg by Rudiger. The VAR, yet again, there was no intervention, guys. Then just at the end of the second half of regulation time, of course, this time around, they got the decision right, because I think it would have been soft to award the penalty for the supposed foul of Asensio on Rafinha. But following VAR checks, it was seen that there wasn't really much in that. But the VAR got that correct on that occasion. But the previous two occasions, there was no review, guys. And these reviews are reviews that would likely have led to Barca being awarded a penalty. But Real Madrid always liked to play the victim card, and you could see the influence that it had on the referees tonight, guys, because they were scared. It seemed like the referees were almost scared to make the big decisions tonight. And this is what this pressure that Real Madrid applies just before big games, this is what it does, guys. I think this is exactly what Madrid were trying to achieve, and they achieved it. But unfortunately, they didn't achieve it when it comes to the result, because they have lost yet again. But regardless of all the penalties or non-penalties that could have been, even the one involving Valverde sometime in the first half where it should have been a handball as well, depending on how you want to interpret the laws of the game. But unfortunately for Madrid, all this pressure, regardless of, I know it had an impact on the referees because they were scared to make the big decisions, but eventually we have gotten the job done. What we were supposed to do is what we have done, and Hansi Flick, guys, he continues to have a great impact on a Barca season. His first season he has had in charge of Barcelona, what a first season it has been. 2 trophies now in the bag. We are very much in pole position to win La Liga, 4 points ahead with 5 games to go. Valladolid coming up next at the weekend. We are still in the Champions League, and then in the semi-finals with Inter coming up on Wednesday in the first leg. So Barca are very much on course to achieve all our objectives for this season, guys, and we need to stay grounded, guys. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, we can't let the euphoria of tonight's Copa del Rey trophy win distract us from the job that has to be done on Wednesday against Inter, guys, because that is yet another important game. From now to the end of the season, guys, every game is clearly a final, so we have to take every game as serious as we can. In the second half, of course, there were some changes as well. Araujo played well after coming on. Gavi played well after coming on. He was fighting in the middle of the pitch. Eric Garcia also, what a performance from him after coming on. I think Barca, they really showed character tonight, guys. In other seasons, I think I would say when Madrid looked to be on top in the game, Barca would have buried their heads, guys. But credit to Flick and what he has done with the mentality that he has instilled in this team this season. Barca, they kept fighting, and we found a way back, and we won the game. We won the title. Massively important title, I must say. Ferran Torres was named the official man of the match. But let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section. Who was your actual man of the match tonight? I don't think Lamine played particularly well tonight. But then again, the young star still ended the game with 2 assists. So imagine ending the game with 2 assists even when not having one of your best nights, guys. That's the quality and talent that Lamine Yamal possesses, guys. And we have to take care of this, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do give this video a like. Turn on your notifications so that whenever I drop, you shall be notified. And most importantly, smash that subscribe button. And I'll see you on the next video. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça. Adios.